I'm your game master for this second session of Silent Hill, a KULT Divinity Lost 3-shot. And of course, I'm joined by some wonderful people. Let's do a little round table before we get into it. Rosie, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hi, I am Rosie, and I will be playing Skyler Harris.
How about you, Kitty?
Hi, everybody. I'm KittyKimchi, and I'm going to be playing Nikki Alexander.
And finally, Mitchell.
I am Mitchell, and I will be playing Simon Cartwright.
And of course, I'm Mark, also known as Marchosius, and I will be playing everybody else. Warning, the stream you're about to watch is not for the faint of heart. We'll be dealing with adult themes and sensitive subjects such as violence, monsters, death, emotional trauma, gore. If you have delicate sensibilities, please be advised. If you got kids in the room, put them to bed. I mean, gosh, it's nighttime. It's night time. Tuck them in, say goodnight, give them a little kiss, give them a book to read if they're still awake, and continue watching. If Grandma's in the room, she could still keep watching because she's cool. I'm sure she's watched much more horrifying stuff than you ever have back in her day. And welcome to the second episode of Silent Hill. So I want to thank Team Silent, just like last episode. Team Silent is the team that put together the first 4 Silent Hill games. I want to thank everyone who was in Team Silent for putting together a game and a setting that I love so much and that has inspired me and so many other people. I know a lot of KULT Divinity Lost fans love Silent Hill, so this is yet another love letter to Team Silent. Also to KULT Divinity Lost. I want to thank Helmgast for releasing this game. All of my players filled out their consent forms before we even started streaming, before even the first episode. We're all in agreement with everyone's red lines, with everyone's veils, all the things that we need to make sure that we maximize the amount of fun that everybody has. I highly suggest anybody who is playing or running KULT Divinity Lost to use something like this. You can go to gehennagaming.com/resources if you want to grab a form for your game, especially for playing with people that you don't know very well. But all it does is just make that game that much better. We also have a safe word. Our safe word, I think, Rosie, do you remember what it is?
Turkish Delight.
Delight is our safe word. And just like every other KULT game, I'm going to mechanize this safe word. When the player, not the character, but when the player feels particularly uncomfortable, if me or any other player bumps up against a red line, they can invoke the safe word, and then they take complete control of the scene. They take the driving wheel away from me, and they can rewind the scene. They could fade to black. They can have the NPC take a completely different action. Basically, set the ship so that we can get back to playing and continue it. This makes sure that everybody has a good time, that everyone feels empowered to use the safe word. If they do feel uncomfortable, I hope nobody uses it, or at least I hope no one feels like they have to use it. So I'm going to be very, very careful to make sure that we have a fun and safe game. And I think with that, I think that's all we need to cover. So let's get back into it. Let's get back into the seat. We're going to sit down in our seat. We're going to relax. We're going to grab the controller in our hand. We're going to take the disc. Yes, that's right. I said disc. And we're going to put it in the machine. We're going to hit the button to close the door. Don't shove the door closed. Hit the button to close the door. Wait till that familiar Konami logo begins. That creepy music starts. Lower the lights. It's my favorite part about playing Silent Hill. You lower the lights, it scares the hell out of you. It feels like someone's sitting right behind you. Press start. Continue your game. The second episode. There's a small town somewhere in New England where all the streets are broken. The fog of lost memories float through empty hallways. A crescent village wrapped around Toluca Lake, where the wind whistles along the horns which blare harsh tones across the water. Buildings stand in defiance of the surrounding desperation. Infected beetle-winged walls that line cracked pavement streets. 3 fellow travelers emerge from beneath these streets. into the warm embrace of South Vale, Silent Hill, standing in the middle of the intersection of Katz and Neely Street, as the gray fog rolls across the road, making it impossible to see anything beyond a few feet, obfuscating anything or anyone that may be watching them stand together in front of a wooden sign containing a map of the area and a greeting which feels more like a threat. Welcome to Silent Hill. Welcome indeed. Rosie. Skyler. How far away are you standing away from the manhole that was just covered?
She's not standing. She's still on her ass in the street, and she's scooted herself, like, I guess, into the gutter. So she would have stopped when she felt the curb against her butt.
And in relation to you sitting, where, Nikki, where are you standing or sitting?
I would, my back would be towards her as I'm looking at the sign.
Okay. And what about you, Simon? Where are you?
He's getting his breath, probably leaning against something. Just taking a deep breath in and out. At least we found some shelter and maybe a town. Maybe there'll be people here. I'm sure it'll be a nice, warm welcome. It'll be fine.
All three of you are kind of hunched over this manhole that you just crawled out of from this dangerous subway world. It feels sticky out. It's not quite cold, but it's not quite hot. It's kind of foggy and lonely. You can hear the wind cutting across some of the buildings, but you can't quite see the buildings. You can see that you're in an intersection, and there's a big green sign with a map laid out across it, letting the townsfolk know where to go, points of interest. Where do you think you should go? What do you think you should do?
I mean, point at the map. This gas station over here sounds like our best bet at this hour. If they're not open, maybe maybe Ridgeview Medical Clinic. Either of those. Maybe we can call someone.
What about the fire station? Like there might be someone there.
Yeah, that'll work too.
But maybe you're right with the gas station. There's more likely to be someone there. You think you're right?
Small town like this, maybe the firefighters aren't there 24/7.
Yeah, maybe. What do you think, Kitty?
I don't know. Just something's not sitting right with me.
You mean what we just went through? That whole debacle?
How do we know that we're in a better position now?
Because that jerk is down there and I'm up here. That's...
We're not,
instantly better.
We're not in present danger. At least we can breathe. We can look around each other. We can see the sky for the most part, kind of. We know it's there. It's definitely better than being underground.
Okay. I guess to the gas station we go.
There's a bit of a trek that you have to take up Cat Street, or maybe up Neely Street to Nathan Avenue. Take that all the way towards the west to Texon Gas. Is that the station you're going to make your way towards?
Yeah.
You could hear the feet crunching on the pavement. Pavement is cracked, and there's this kind of sulfuric smelling smoke that's rising from it. You're passing a restaurant on your left-hand side. Looks like it's kind of one of those kitschy Chinese food places.
Poke my head through the window, like, or against the window, trying to see if anyone's inside.
You're gonna have to take the kind of grease and dirt and residue that's been built up over the years on the window to see through. Would you like to do that?
Oh yeah, let's just kind of take his shirt and rub it against the glass.
Simon presses his head against the window and peers through. Simon, you can see there's not really much inside. There's not really any kind of furniture. There's no chairs. There's no decoration. It looks like this is a place that squatters would live in.
This doesn't bode well for the gas station. Maybe looking around, this whole place might be abandoned. The woman on the phone did say this area no one goes to, so...
Do you remember if she said where she was?
I thought she said northwest of us. So, worst case, I guess we head down the road, see if we can get out of this part of the town. But I'm hoping, you know, some of these old places still have the phone lines working and such.
Yeah.
Maybe there's someone we can call.
As you're walking, kind of the road meets to a dead end. You could see a small field that leads to a cliff where Toluca Lake sits. You can feel the breeze from the lake. It's kind of nice.
Skyler, you since we have time and we're just walking, you seem to have a familiar tone concerning the person that we met or met us, chased us.
Since you guys got out from the subway system, she's been holding herself the entire time. Not like she's cold, but more like she's trying to comfort herself. And when you ask that, she says, yeah, he was a regular at the bar I worked at, and they just found him dead a day or two ago.
Where was this bar? And I mean, obviously they couldn't have found him dead because you saw him down there, so...
Nowhere near here. It's just where I've been living and working the last while, but so he didn't die anywhere near here, and he loved talking. He never mentioned having a creepy twin brother that lived in an abandoned tunnel anywhere. He's dead. He shouldn't have been anywhere. Much less chasing us.
Why was he important or potent in your life?
His name was As he always said to all the ladies in the bar, Richard Walter Watson, but you can call me Dick.
Wow, what a name.
Yeah. Not a charmer.
On the right-hand side, you pass a park with a big gate. There's a beautiful sign that's carved out of wood. The letters are made out of little flowers and roses. Rosewater Park. There's a pretty ornate iron gate with a fairly big chain on the front of it.
If I feel like if I was visiting, I'd be curious and might find it beautiful to stare out at the water.
Yeah, but I get the feeling that anything they want to keep chained up, we don't really want to find.
It's probably just safety measures, insurance and all that.
On the other side of the street, there's an inn. It's more of a motel.
That might be promising, actually. Do you guys want to go check it out? Maybe, I mean, if it's like the rest of this town, it's probably dead and empty, but we could check the phone lines. Hell, like, I'm thirsty. This whole place just kind of sucks the moisture from me.
Maybe we can
Yeah, I
try to
think
get
that's
some rest.
Yeah, good idea.
I don't know if I could sleep here.
We can always sleep in shifts or something.
Do we trust each other enough for that?
I don't feel like I have a choice other than to trust you, so yeah.
You're gonna go to the inn?
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you at any time trust Dick?
Oh god, no. No, he was a creep at a bar I worked at. And he was always... no, I never trusted him. Not the sort of person you ever let yourself be alone with.
How about you, Nikki?
What?
You trust us to sleep tonight?
I mean, I don't want to sound like a bitch, but I'm fine. I have a gun.
That's fair. All right, well...
So, Simon, it sounds like you're the only one who doesn't trust us.
No, I don't. I don't really understand what's going on right now. I don't know if it's wholly in a tangible way for me to understand, but you have a guy from your past coming to chase you. You hold yourself afterwards.
Okay, look. Let's get somewhere a little bit safe. And maybe I tell you more, but I don't want to do it out here on the street.
Okay, no, that's fair. Let's go to Jackson. Maybe we'll each ask each other like one question, right? Nice icebreaker. If we're gonna try to get through this together, we might as well figure out some stuff with us, whether this is a real place or if this is just purgatory and we actually died there on the train. Not to be cynical, but
Sounds fair.
to Jackson.
Jackson. It's the type of place that most people would stay if they're just passing through. It's the type of place where if someone is staying there for more than one day, they're probably staying there for a week, maybe a few weeks. It's the type of place where someone goes to have a bender without getting bothered. It's the type of place that knows how to get rid of a body. On your way through, there's a kind of a glass check-in booth sticking out from where the parking lot is. There's no cars in the parking lot. There's a couple of rooms on the floor, on the bottom floor. There's a couple of rooms on the top floor. And you can see inside of the booth, there's like a little kind of metal grating with holes poked out into it for someone to speak through. And a big hole cut out in the glass on the bottom, probably to pass money. There's nobody in there.
Are any of the lights on?
Yes, all the lights are on. They're flickering as if there's some kind of electrical short, but they're definitely on.
Can we get into the, I guess, the main cashier's box? Is there a phone behind the glass?
Yeah, most likely there's a phone if you'd like to go inside, but you'd have to go into the building itself to reach the door that's in the back. And there's two big, wide, double doors completely covered in newspaper.
What do you think? Should we tackle this now or just get a room up on the second floor or something and just rest for a little bit?
Maybe we should just get a room.
Yeah, I agree with Kitty. Maybe charge our phones.
No, I agree. Yeah. So yeah, I'll look at one of the corner rooms, just like the second floor room, something that looks like it doesn't have much traffic. If there were people who would come through here.
Well, let me just give you a lay of the land here.
Mm-hmm.
There are exactly 3 rooms on each floor. There is a corner room closest to you, which would be 201. A far corner, which would be 203, and there's one door in the middle, 202.
I think 201.
201.
3 is a good number.
It's definitely unlocked. The door opens with ease. It's cold. You could feel the air from the air conditioning, which has been on. You can even hear the motor running.
Jeez. Nikki, did you want to clear the room?
Sure. I walk in, gun first, making sure it's empty.
It's dark. It's real dark. The shades have covered the windows, and it's really hard to see. You can kind of see from the outside the gray light peering in. The floor looks clean.
Can someone hit the light?
Yeah, Skyler wouldn't have even thought about it. She's probably already reaching for the switch by the time you say that.
It's a good thing that the wall doesn't feel wet, Skyler.
It's a very good thing.
Yeah. And it's a good thing that the light turns on without any issues. In fact, far more functional than the flickering light downstairs.
That's promising.
And it's also a good thing that there are 2 beds in here and a chair and a book on the mantle with a light next to it. There's a clock, an alarm clock, but one of those older alarm clocks with the dial with the, clock hands. There's no television. Although there used to be. It looks like there's a bunch of wires sticking out of the wall on top of an old 1970s entertainment center. There's a record player on the entertainment center.
Bathroom?
Yes, there is a bathroom.
Nikki, go check that out.
Okay. I checked the bathroom.
You turn the light on?
Mm-hmm.
What if I were to tell you that the room was completely covered in blood? What then?
I'm doing this as I back away.
Can you roll to keep it together while you're backing away?
One.
Oh, jeez.
You are very scared. You lose 1 stability. So you see on the bottom right-hand side, there's a stability meter.
Mm-hmm.
You want to go down 1. And Nikki, you are very scared. Would one of you like to go and check what's going on with Nikki, or what's going on with the bathroom?
Skyler will. Like I said, she doesn't think about it twice. She sees Nikki back away, and she wants to see what's up.
Okay. Do me a favor, and can you please roll perception?
Yeah, I feel like Simon's still at the doorway, just kind of looking back outside to the street and looking back into the apartment, just kind of ill at ease.
14.
And Nikki, as you see Skyler kind of poke her head in, you hear this, and there's a buzzing in your head. It gets louder and louder. It sounds like a swarm of bees or flies. Skyler,
Do you hear that?
You do not hear that.
What's going on? Bees.
Oh, put the gun down first. Okay.
You don't hear the bees.
No, it's silent. It maybe it's just one of those, I mean, electrical signals and stuff going around. You know, when like that little, when they say someone dies and you can hear that little beep sound, even if you're like miles away or something, like maybe it's something like that, and just all the weird electrical stuff in this room.
Blood. The bathroom's filled with blood.
What do I see in the bathroom?
There's like a half-used soap in the soap dish in the shower, and there's like a little piece of hair sticking out of it. And the bathroom toilet is like this like ugly blue color, and it doesn't match the sink, which is bright white, very clean. And the mirror is metal, and it's got these dents in it, like somebody has been punching it. And there's no curtain. This place is a shithole.
But I'm not seeing this blood.
Oh, I'm sorry. What blood?
I mean, it's a crappy bathroom, but it's clean.
All right. Let's not explore anything else. All right. We found at least a safe place. Why don't we just close the bathroom door? I don't think any of us want to use it anytime soon. Anyway, he'll take a step into the motel room and kind of close the door and carefully places the chair in front and under the doorknob, and like closes the windows and everything just so it doesn't have to look outside.
Nikki, as the door is closing, you can hear the moan slowly drift away. And just for a moment, right before the door closes, it's almost as if someone inside turned the lights on again. The bright tile, the white, clean walls, You even were able to catch a glimpse of that little disgusting bar of soap with the hair sticking off of it, but nothing as bad as what you saw just a few moments before.
Okay. Maybe I'm just tired. But
We're all tired, Nikki. Why don't you just sit on the bed? Let's sit down. Let's ask our questions, and we can take shifts sleeping. We're just relaxing a little bit, getting our breath. He'll sit down on the bed.
Skyler will sort of sit cross-legged on the floor at the spot, sort of between the feet of the beds.
What about you, Nikki? Where are you in the room?
I'm sitting on the bed.
All right. Skyler, you were about to tell us something.
Yeah. You guys were asking about Dick. Dick was a regular.
What was
At
his
the
last
bar.
name again?
And Watson. So his name was Dick Wad. Very appropriate, really. And he was one of those creeps that like to try to chat up everyone. Got a little handsy, little forward, like I'd brush him off, but he it got to the point I couldn't let him keep doing that. I saw him follow one of the waitresses into back room, and I followed and he backed off, but when I asked her about it later, I don't think it was the first time, and she wouldn't tell me or talk to me about it. But I can hazard a guess about what happened. And next time he ordered a drink, I slipped him a little something. Maybe I didn't think about it all the way through, but I wasn't willing to let him keep doing that.
What'd you slip him?
I slipped him a little something.
And then
the sort of thing that
he died.
I'd hoped he'd die in the bar so I could watch, but he made it out. I wanted to make sure. But I wasn't sure until someone told me later that one of our regulars wouldn't be coming in anymore.
Skyler, you murdered someone?
Yeah. I murdered a rapist.
I don't argue that he deserves it. It's just, I don't know, the roads that leads down. I don't know. People always talk about how killing another person damages the soul in some way. Do you think it did?
I don't regret it. I am completely fine with what I did. So if my soul was damaged, it was broken by something that happened before. I don't know if that will help you trust me or not, but that's who Dick was. Maybe is, if he's still down there.
If that was him, then... But it was dark. Maybe you're projecting a little bit, you know?
Yeah. I'll tell myself that I'm hallucinating a dead man.
How about you, Nikki?
I knew a Walter. And he's gone too.
How did it happen?
He was drunk. We got into an argument. We had a secret that he was going to expose. And I pushed him. And he tumbled down the stairs. And I left him there.
You two were close?
I loved him.
Jeez. I'm sorry.
But he was going to tell my boyfriend about us. The police said it was an accident.
You didn't disagree?
Was it really an accident? I like to tell myself that.
Well, I guess that confirms it. I killed someone.
Skyler just starts laughing, and not like an amused laugh.
You okay, Skyler? That kind of... You're making me anxious.
So you two have a
Just
Walter.
keep talking.
I have... It was an old cellmate, Walter. Yeah, I was in jail. I had done things when I was younger that I regret. Things I felt was justified at that point in time. But, you know, when you've spent a couple of years behind bars, you start to regret even the smallest of things that led you to this place. Walter was in the bunk underneath me. You know, we had a complicated relationship. He took care of me at some times, and I let him abuse me in some ways. I just finding some semblance of comfort and shelter was worth him abusing me emotionally and sometimes physically. I don't know. It's just when I got out, and I heard he got out. You know, something snapped. I guess I imagine someone like that would always remain behind bars. And when I saw him, it's like my hands they had their mind of their own. I caved his skull in, cracked it against the cement again and again. Washed my hands afterwards, but you know, it just kind of seeps in. But yeah, this must be purgatory, hell, for us to be connected in this way. All three of us deserving, I guess, what's happening to us. I'm not saying that as a judgment call. I just, you know, if there is a God, God hates us. And this is just where they decided to send us after the things we did.
Well, then fuck him. Because I don't think I'm dead. I'm going to get out of here. And I hope you guys do too.
He's going to get up and kind of go over to you, Skyler, and get down on his knees before you, looking you in the eye. Do you really believe that? That we're going to make it out of here?
If I don't believe that, I'm just going to be a blubbering mess on the floor. So, yeah, I totally believe that. I have to believe that. What about you?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
You're not
Maybe-
like us, Skyler. You stopped a monster.
Yeah.
I was a monster for what I did.
I mean, that's the truth of it, Skyler. Like, you have that hope, the justification of what you did made the world a little bit better. But I know I didn't. My family called when I was in prison. I never answered. I was too ashamed. So, you know, I killed someone right when I got out. I don't know if I could live in a world that isn't dictated with every second. So maybe this is what I deserve, but I don't think it's not what you deserve, Skyler. And yeah.
Why were you in prison?
I had a family, you know. High school, got a girl pregnant. You know, I loved her. I married her right after. I wanted to do right by her, but you know, they never tell you about the medical bills that pile up when you create life, you know. When you can kind of watch the burden of every cent placed upon your shoulders every day that child's in the ICU, and you pray, God, like, please just be healthy for yourself and for us, because I don't know if I as a father can take care of you if I don't know how to pay that debt, you know. So, you know, growing up in Boston, everything, you know, there's always an avenue if you're willing to work, and I was just trying to do right by them. Things got violent. I stole. I hurt people. Always little stuff, things that I felt like I could eventually look at my son and say, you know, I did this, say you'd be healthy. you know, that you'd have parents who loved you. And, you know, but my wife, she worked 24/7. I worked all the time. I barely got to see him. And when I did, I felt like such a bad father because I was just so worn out. I felt like strip breaks. So yeah, they eventually caught me. Everything. I didn't even put a dent in the amount of debt that we had concerning the medical bills. It just kept piling up. Every late payment was another interest fee. So I don't know if I was always a bad person, but I don't know. This whole place made me. And when I went to jail, I just couldn't face them again. Knowing I didn't take any visitors, didn't get any calls. Can you imagine the father not wanting to talk to their son, their wife? Because I failed them.
You did what you did. No, you didn't. You did what you did out of love. You did what you did to protect your family. You weren't trying to be a bad person. I murdered the man that I loved, that loved me back out of greed. He was going to tell my boyfriend about us. He was going to take away my meal ticket, my good life. I did what I did out of selfishness to protect myself. You were trying to protect your family.
I mean, maybe at first, but when I got out, I could have went back, you know, could have gotten a job. The first thing I did was kill someone, ensured that I would be right back in the prison where I didn't have to have that burden again. I'm the same.
Skyler's gonna just get up on her knees and give you a hug because you were kneeling in front of her, and it's a good hug. It's like a warm embrace.
Yeah, he just kind of slumps into your shoulder, like.
It's okay. You love them. We'll get out of here, and you'll get a job, and you'll go back to them, and you need to believe that. Otherwise, we're not going to get out of here.
Do you hear that? Do you hear that crying? Do you hear the whimpering? Do you hear the weeping inside of the walls? There's a small sound in the other room, in the other hotel room, like a crying, a whimpering. Like somebody has channeled all of the emotion in this room and has swallowed it whole. The walls are thin.
Simon will get up and kind of place a hand against the wall where the noise is coming from. You guys hear that?
You can all
hear it.
As when you get closer to the wall, it gets louder. As you push your ear towards it, you can hear it's a feminine kind of cry, like the cry of not a little girl, but definitely the cry of a girl. It's got this kind of squeaky, desperate edge to it. It cuts into your very soul. There's like a sound, a tone, an undertone that only a desperate, small person can hit. with such a desperate cry. Not a scream, but a whimper.
What do you think? Is it just this place playing tricks on us, or is it real?
I don't think any of this is real.
I think it's just trying to fuck us. I don't think there's anyone in there.
Yeah. Let's check out that record player. He'll go across the room, see if that record player has any like music it could play, something to kind of warm the room up a little bit.
That sounds like an awful idea. Why would you play a record in a weird, creepy hotel where we hear crying in the next room? If you've ever seen any kind of horror movie, that's an awful idea.
Because I'm hoping something can fill the air other than that. Because,
There's one record. It's got big, blocky Japanese letters on it. There's it's kind of it looks like some kind of ancient painting, like you'd see on some kind of Japanese clay pot. There's a river, or maybe it's some kind of mountain with like a green and a red hue rainbow. Everything's toned down like it's covered in some kind of grease. There's a screaming or crying woman on the floor, but it looks like she's got a very big mouth, very big smile, but her eyes have a lot of pain. Would you like to put the record on?
No, he's seeing that picture. He's just gonna place it down. Maybe you're right. That's jeez.
Maybe next time.
Skyler's gonna look around for like an electrical outlet or somewhere she can plug her phone in.
Yes. Let's observe a situation here.
$13.
Okay, you look around, you can see there is the two beds in between. There's a nightstand. There's a big lamp. There's a book on top of the nightstand. It's just like in any other motel room. It's obviously the Book of Aglapophis. There's a big mirror on one side of the room, which kind of mirrors where the window would be. Underneath the window, there's a air conditioning unit, and it's plugged into a big fat plug plugged into the wall.
Okay. Are there any outlets not currently in use, or is she going to have to unplug something?
You will definitely have to unplug the AC unit to reach the plug, just because it's so fat, it's kind of covering where you'd be able to plug something in. There's also an alarm clock as well, but the plug probably is behind. It's probably behind that nightstand. I can move out of the way.
Skyler definitely has done the whole awkward crawl behind nightstand to plug things in, and she's gonna go for the quick unplugging the air conditioner to plug in her phone, and then plug the air conditioner back in.
Okay, that's probably a smart move. Skyler unplugs it, and you can hear the fan whiz to a close. It turns off. The air stops blowing. You almost hear inside of the walls, there's like this gurgling sound. You feel this pressure in the room kind of push against your body, and your ears kind of pop a little bit, as if as if you've kind of gone down into a lower atmosphere. The air changes, in other words.
Sorry, I'm gonna plug it back in. I just needed to.
Oh, it's fine. Any way to get out?
Figure I need to charge my phone.
You plug your phone in?
Oh, yeah.
Two things happen. Number one, your phone starts charging.
Yay.
Number two, the record player turns on.
Great.
First slowly. It's hard to make out. Scratching of the needle, carving in the grooves of the record. The record was already on the record player, just sitting there waiting for it to be turned on. First you hear this kind of twinkling, kind of nice, rhythmic lullaby type song, which gives way to a little bit of a skip, scratch of the record. Suddenly the scratches start to become rhythmic, almost as if it's purposeful. The twinkling of the lullaby turns backwards in itself. Starts repeating this kind of theme. It almost sounds as if the record player is struggling to stay on, to stay the same speed. It's wavering. And the fuzz, an orchestra of fuzz, a buzzing, a crinkling noise grows over the lullaby. Go to sleep, everybody, you hear. And then you start hearing the moaning. The twinkling of the lullaby, completely backwards now.
Yeah,
Someone want to turn that off?
Yeah, Simon's gonna go and put his hand on the side of it and just like with all his force try to smash it into the wall.
Yeah, you do that. You smash it right into the wall. Then it continues. Not the twinkling of the lullaby, but the buzzing of the bees. The moaning and the groaning and the crying gets even louder from the other side of the room, from the other hotel room.
We can't stay here.
Stop it. 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 I can't take this.
All right, let's.
Take this.
So Simon will put a hand on her shoulder. Let's go. We got to get out of here. They're not gonna. It's not gonna let us rest. We're not gonna find peace.
Yeah. Skylar's gonna unplug her phone, and she's not gonna leave that, and gets up to presumably get ready to leave.
You get a little shock as you unplug the phone. Nothing too bad, just a little annoying.
Mm-hmm.
At the sound of the shock, Nikki, you start hearing like a pouring, like liquid from the bathroom. Not like from the faucet or anything. It's just a continuous pour of fluid.
I get up to go to the bathroom.
Are you going to check on the bathroom?
Mm-hmm.
Nikki, what are you doing?
You open the bathroom door. The walls are no longer white, but they're no longer red either. They're kind of rusty. The walls look like they've had burnt newspaper laid on them. Thick, viscous, dried fluid to hold up that newspaper. There's no toilet, but there's a hole. A large black hole with a red ring around it.
The bathroom's gone.
What?
What's
The
there now?
bathroom's gone. I don't know. There's a red ring. I don't know.
Take a step back, Nikki. Nikki, we gotta... It's obvious to me now the only reason we're here is to ensure that Skyler gets out. Alright, so you and me, we gotta...
That's hilarious. But okay, we can work with that if it makes it easier for you.
Skyler, you're the only one here who killed out of justice.
I'm the only one that believes I did. So, but yeah, sure. And she goes over and closes the bathroom door, and she tries really hard not to look in the bathroom.
How hard do you try to not look into the bathroom?
Very hard.
Let's try to act under pressure. Roll for willpower.
Nine?
Oh, that's not bad.
Okay.
You definitely look.
Great.
There's something moving in there. Skyler, there's something moving in the wall. Behind the newspaper. Behind the viscous, thick fluid that's been dried. There's something moving, trying to get out. Pushing its way through the newspaper. You could see it crinkling and ripping. It's pushing. Moving its way through into the room.
We're gonna shut that door.
What do you do?
I shut the door and back up and say, okay, that's fucked up. We're leaving now.
Yeah, Simon will go to the door and move the chair and open it and look around and make sure the coast is clear.
Just a point of order real quick, Simon. Which door do you do that to?
The door to the exit?
Oh, not the bathroom? Just making sure. So
Yes.
you open... Okay, good.
I'm not touching that bathroom door.
So you open the door and you look around and you see the top floor. Cigarette butts on the floor next to kind of that grating that stops you from falling to your doom to the first floor down one horrible story. There's no one here. You can feel the fog. You can feel that nice pleasant feeling of almost want to be rain.
All right, looks like we're clear. Come on. He'll start making his way down.
Where do you go?
Oh God.
I guess we keep heading to the gas station.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, maybe we could hope that a trucker or someone looking for gas will wander through.
God, he's gonna as we make our way out to the road, kind of check the road for like any signs of any vehicle possibly coming through in this place.
You have to walk through this little mini parking lot. It would be almost giving this place too much credit by calling it a parking lot. And you do notice that there's someone standing there. I'm sorry, something, not someone. It's not a person, it's a dog. Or at least a dog-shaped thing standing in the fog, growling.
All right, everyone, take careful steps back to the room.
I thought we agreed we were leaving.
There's a dog in the shadow. Do you see it? He'll point very slowly over there.
The dog is next to a bush. The bush is still, and the dog starts moving towards you into kind of more of a light. You can see that he is skinned. He has no fur. It looks like he's completely covered in worms. There are things wriggling on his face and his skin. And he looks angry.
Go now. Just like turn around, start pushing everyone.
You run?
Yeah.
He does too. Everybody roll to act under pressure, please.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
6.
6 for me, too.
Oh, let's make it. Are we rolling for the devil here? What did you get, Nikki?
7.
Oh, so
Close.
close.
You missed it by
So close. All right. Here's what happens. So Simon, you go to push them to run, and you almost comically, like, you're kind of a rough dude, right? You're a little bigger, maybe a little more clumsy, and you just shove them, and they fall flat on their face.
Oh, God.
And you trip over them as you try to run. So now all of you are on the ground, and our feline, or our our skinned puppy here, just books it. Just runs at you. His front paws gliding and throwing his entire muscular body, and the worms are falling off of his skin with every step. There's this drool foam on his large teeth. It doesn't look like he has eyes. What do you do as he jumps towards you?
Go. I'm pushing them to go.
Yeah, Skyler.
And I'm aiming towards him and shooting.
With the gun?
Yeah, it's time for you to go the way of Old Yeller, bitch.
Okay, roll for violence, please. Skyler, what do you do?
Scrambling up, and she has her knife, and she's going to try to get away.
Try to get away or try to use the knife?
Oof. My understanding is that they were kind of like in a pile of people. She's going to try to get out of the pile of people enough to use the knife.
Okay, roll to act under pressure. What about you, Simon?
I mean, Simon's just going to try to push Skyler back into the room. Like, we got to get out. Nikki's got it.
So just to kind of give you an orientation of where you are, you're downstairs in the little parking lot in front of the motel, and you're going to try to, like, push her towards the stairs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, let's just get...
You're trying to influence a person.
Oh, God.
7.
7.
Yeah.
All right.
4.
And what about you, Nikki? What did you get?
15.
You make a shot. You make a shot. It's loud and it cracks. You could hear an echo. It's as if you shot a gun in a mountain range somewhere on a big field. You could hear this reverberation of the gunshot. It's so much louder when you hear a gun out in the wild and you're this close. It hurts your ears. And the bullet flies and hits your new friend. He whimpers. And he starts doing this, like, and pukes up a pile of worms. Skyler, you get up and you do this, like, kind of like slippery kind of stand-up thing. You kind of fall on your butt, especially because Simon is pushing you while you're trying to get up. Get up, come on, get up. And he pushes you to the ground.
Let me up.
God damn it, I'm trying. Let's just get back into the motel.
The dog runs over to Nikki, towards Nikki, and bites you right on the leg. Please take a serious wound.
Okay.
What do you do?
I take the gun and I hit him on the head to try to get him to let go.
So he lets go. You could hear a crunch because you hit him with the butt of the gun,
Mhm.
and it goes into his skull as if his skull is made of a very delicate glass. You can see the squelch of his brain, and he falls to the floor. And it's just shaking on the floor, convulsing. Worms are going everywhere.
Shoot it, Nikki.
Huh?
Shoot it. Right in the head. Just make it stop.
I do it.
You don't need to roll for that. It's point blank. The bullet goes through the dog's brain, ricochets off the pavement. He stops moving and lies there still. There's a pool of blood that grows underneath him, slowly. And it's once again quiet on the streets of Silent Hill.
Simon will get up and kind of crawl over to Nikki. Is there like, okay?
It hurts.
Fuck. And he'll start to pull back the jeans to take a look at the wound to see if there's anything he can do to help.
It looks pretty serious. You can see the bite marks. They're deep.
I'm gonna go look for first aid kit in the office of the inn.
Skyler, don't you have something in your inventory? There's a bottle that you picked up at one point.
Let me look.
The health potion.
Oh, I did. I picked up 2 of them, actually.
Would you like to use one of them, or would you like to go and look for a med
okay,
kit?
I know you guys. No, let's do this. She's gonna take one out of her duffel and say, I know you guys thought this was ridiculous before, but maybe try this?
Does she drink it?
And she's gonna proffer one of these weird bottles.
Does she drink it? Does it go over the wound? Okay, I'll pour it over. It doesn't make sense for it to be drunk, right? Like, okay. All right, Nikki, hold on. Just hold my hand. It'll kind of uncork it and put a little bit on the wound, like, to see if.
So you pour a little bit on the wound, and it kind of almost reacts like it kind of does that foamy thing that hydrogen peroxide does when you pour it on the wound.
Mm.
And Nikki, you stop bleeding, and you could feel this kind of cooling, numbing sensation on the wound. You could feel that the wound is no longer as serious.
Holy hell. You okay, Nikki?
Yay!
I'm fine.
All right, he'll cork the bottle and hand it back over to Skyler and
Great.
let me help you up and try to help Nikki to her feet.
You all stand up, and Nikki, you're standing there with a pain in your leg. It doesn't feel good. It's definitely not bleeding as much as it was.
the hell was that?
Something I
Sure
hope we don't
shit
see
wasn't
again.
Snoopy.
Where to now? Back to the hotel?
No.
Nikki, what do you think? Do we move forward? What do you want to do?
We need to get out of here.
All right.
Because there's something waiting for us in that room if we go back.
All right. You can lean on me. Let's head to the gas station, see if we could do something. I don't know. It just feels like after this, we should just start heading northwest down the road if there's nothing in the gas station.
You all make your way down Nathan Ave. You can see in the distance there's a big floating T circling. Texon Gas. Yeehaw. The familiar gas station. You can see the pumps. At least they look like pumps from where you are originally seeing this, but as you move closer, you can see that the pumps themselves have been wrapped in some kind of plastic. Maybe they're out of order, or it looks like a clear or tan colored tarp wrapped around each pump.
All right. How does the store itself look like?
Well, the store looks like a regular store, like a kind of like a bodega type of gas station. Not the type of place that you would, grab too many supplies. I'm sure they have some, but it looks like there was like a maintenance kind of auto body shop that looks all pretty locked up connected to it. So it looks like it's more of a gas station / auto shop than it is a convenience store.
So doesn't look like there's gas. Do we even want to go in?
Well, the lights are on. Maybe they have a telephone or a map of the greater area. Some sort of information.
Okay. Why don't you check that? And I want to see if maybe we'll get lucky. Maybe there's a car in the auto body shop with keys that we can
Good idea.
make use of.
Where would you like to check for that?
I'm sort of assuming that there's like the gas station, and attached to it there's the auto body shop.
Kind of looks like a garage that's next to the gas station.
So she'll presumably enter the gas station and go through whatever door to the garage, or if there's a door directly into the garage, so she'll try that.
You could hear there's like a bell that rings as you open the gas station door. There's a wooden door that must lead to the side into where the garage would be. There's a counter with a various marketing pamphlets, things to get your oil changed here and why your brakes need to be upgraded and yada yada. There's a couple of rows of things, right? You can see maybe there's some dog food. You can see one reach in. You can open up and maybe get a drink or two, a couple of sodas. Are you going to go into the garage?
She's gonna grab herself a bottle of water first and then go into the garage, yeah.
Yeah, you do that. You grab her bottle of water. While she's doing that and making her way into the garage, what are you two doing?
Hey, Simon's heading towards the bodega to see if the telephone works or there's any maps of the place.
Yeah, so... Okay, so you're going to go... You would have to go behind the counter to find the phone there. Nikki, what about you? What are you doing?
I'm grabbing a soda.
Yeah.
And I'm leaning back, enjoying my drink, trying to like press down, put a little pressure on the leg to see, you know, how I can maneuver with it.
It doesn't feel very good, but it is relieving to kind of take some weight off of it. It's a nice moment away from the chaos. Reminds you of home, the taste of the soda. Simon, who are you going to call?
911.
There's a dial tone.
Oh, thank God. It's like, it's not a rotary, right? It's a normal ass phone. Okay, cool. It's 911.
It's a cordless even.
Holy hell. Is it still thick though? Or is it like nice and skinny? What are we talking about?
Oh no, this is definitely thick.
Oh,
It's got one of those cords that you like.
oh
the
yeah.
antenna.
Just like, yeah, okay. All right. 911.
And the phone rings. And as the phone is ringing, Skyler, you're making your way into the garage.
Yeah.
There's a big jalopy hanging as if it was getting the oil changed or suspension worked on.
Okay. That's something.
There's a square hole, kind of where people would go and stand in while they're working on the car. Around the hole, there's a red caution painted on the ground. Oh, God damn it! You hear on the other side.
Hello?
Oh, hello? Who's here?
Hi, we're lost. We're looking for just some help. Who's here?
Oh, some help. Hold on. Fucking thing. I'm sorry. And you hear like and some kind of power tool. A clank and footsteps walk over to you. There's a red-haired man in his late 20s. He's wearing a kind of a jumper. It's Texon Gas on the lapel.
Hi, are you normal?
I wouldn't say normal, but I try my best. Are you normal? You look normal.
I try my best, but my friends and I came in on the train, and there was some really weird stuff, and we're here now, and we just want to leave.
I've been wanting to get out of this place for a long time, but you get stuck. Lord knows I got stuck. But, you know. I'm sorry. I wasn't... what's your name?
Skyler?
Skyler. Wow.
Yeah.
That's an interesting name. Jonathan. Not as interesting. So you got here from on a train?
Yeah.
What
and
train?
while she's talking with him, she'll have like sort of backed up a little bit so that she's sort of not all the way in the garage, but her companions can see her at least and maybe hear her. Because she's hoping this guy is helpful, but everything thus far shows no. Like, there's got to be something weird. Something awful.
He's got a he's got a towel and he's wiping his hands and he's got a big smiling face. He's a little heavy set, but he's got rosy cheeks, very familiar smile. The train. Man, I heard that. I heard it's dangerous for a woman to be on a train like that.
I wasn't alone. There were other people on the train.
Oh, good. You gotta travel in groups, safety in numbers. That's what I always say. I don't really need to because, really, no one really bothers me unless you're making fun of me. But, look at me. I don't have to worry about anything, but, pretty girl like you, I don't know, just be safe. I'm glad you're traveling with friends because you don't want to get like groped or something on the train. I heard that kind of stuff happens all the time.
Yeah, and it kind of sucks. It sucks a lot, really, honestly. But you seem like a nice guy who I'm glad I ran into.
Oh, shuck. This is the first time anyone's ever said that. Glad you ran into me. Normally they make fun of my size and make me feel stupid, but it was really nice of you. Thank you.
I mean it. I'm really glad to see you. You're the first normal person that I've seen since I got off that train.
Really?
Yeah. You haven't seen any of the weird shit?
Nah, I kind of keep to myself. I don't have a lot of friends. No one really likes to hang out with me or anything.
Oh.
So you seem like you're lost. You're not from this area. Oh God, this is so cliche. I'm like the mechanic dude that has to give you directions. Can't get there from here.
Yeah, is there a bus line or something that comes through here that we could...
Oh, there's no bus that travels through Silent Hill. Not for a long time.
Silent Hill?
I meant South Vale, I said?
South Vale. Okay, good, because that's where I thought we were. Not that I know where that is.
Yeah,
but...
I would never say Silent Hill. That place has been dead for a long time.
What?
I said I didn't mean to say Silent Hill. I meant to say South Vale.
Okay, cool.
So you're trying to find a bus? How did you... Oh, you got here from a train. God, a train. Wow. That's like... What, like 30 miles from here?
I don't know. I walked it. It didn't seem that far while we were walking.
Last time I took a train, I went to Comic-Con. That was a lot of fun. Oh my God. So much fun. So many cool people. So many nice people. They're so different than everybody in this town. No one to push you around. No one to tell you that you're not smart enough or that you should have graduated high school or that maybe you should have gotten your GED after you stopped going to high school to take care of your mom. No one to make fun of you for taking care. You know what I mean? There's nice people all around down there.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean.
So you're looking for something.
Yeah.
I can help you find it if you want.
Great. Would you mind coming in here to talk to me and my friends just so I don't have to relay everything back to them?
Oh yeah, you brought your friends too. Ah, shit.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no.
Yeah, and I'd like to pay you for this water. So, yeah.
Oh, no, you don't have to do that. That's just water. It's weird that you sell water. It should be a public good that everyone has access to. Why sell water?
In an ideal world.
Yeah. Fucking weird. And he follows you or walks towards you anyways.
Great.
911, what's your emergency?
The train broke down. Regardless, we're at and he looks around for like a letter or something for him to get the address. But Texon Gas, just off of Nathan Avenue, just south of
Okay, sir, slow down, calm down. We already have people coming to that area. We already had a call. I've already dispatched.
How long till they get here?
Oh, they should be getting there soon. We've had multiple calls about that area. The explosion, the gas leak.
It doesn't look like there's a gas leak. We're at the gas station now. It doesn't look like anyone's been here for some time. I didn't smell anything in the air. Are we talking about the same place?
Gosh, it probably hasn't happened yet. Okay. Yeah, well, there should be people coming down to help any moment there. I'm gonna. Can you just hold on for just 1 second? I'm gonna have you talk to my supervisor.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Okay, hold please. La 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 Simon la 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 Simon la 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 la. Click. Yeah, I'm gonna put my supervisor on the phone for you. It just just gonna click you over right now.
Okay.
Hey, hey, it's Walter. You didn't think you would get away from me that easy, did you?
I think you have the I was supposed to transfer over to the manager.
Yeah, well, now you're mine. Again. Don't go anywhere. I will meet you there. Click.
Put the phone down.
Hey guys, this is Jonathan.
Hi.
Hey guys, Jonathan.
We can't stay here. This isn't safe anymore. I think someone's coming, and
It's not that bad. We're OSHA certified here.
no, we gotta get out of here. Skyler, Nikki, we have to leave. Maybe let's just go down Nathan Avenue, head northwest, see where it takes us. It's better than here, or wherever this place is.
You can't go anywhere. You can't leave me. No, yeah, it's okay. Just talk amongst yourselves.
You can come with us if it's okay with everyone else. But we're leaving.
Where are you gonna go?
Northwest, out of this town. Anywhere would be better than this hellhole.
You can't get out. You can't get out of here. There's no getting out of here. There's streets that lead nowhere. Fucking holes that go, God. There's no way out.
How
So
long
I
have you
signed-
been here?
I don't know. I stopped counting after like the 4th year. Christmas isn't bad. At least it kind of snows. Ashes, but. And if you just like pick a place and stay your course and just blend in, everything will be fine. I would love to leave, but you can't. I've tried. I'm so afraid of those holes. I can't do it. They left without me. They're probably home by now, but there's no way I'm jumping down the fucking hole.
The hole is how you get out of here?
I don't know. I have not fucking seen them in years, but they're probably dead in a well. I don't know. Oh God, you went to the hotel?
There was a hole in the hotel.
Oh my God, you went to the hotel? Jesus Christ, did you see the bodies?
No.
No.
Hold on, the little girl. Did you meet the little girl?
Look, you are freaking me the fuck out. And he'll take a few steps and like grab him by the cuff of his shirt. Someone bad's coming, okay? And we don't have much time. So you're gonna tell us how the hell we get out of here. If it's through that hole, then fine. If we can't go down the street, you gotta confirm that shit right now, because I'm not staying here.
The only way is through. The only way is to go to sleep. The only way is to go to the other side. That's what the books say, at least. That's all the fucking books say.
What books? Where are the books?
They're fucking everywhere, dude. Every book.
Oh, I swear to God, if you give me a lip one more
Hey,
time.
hey. Breathe.
There was
Don't
a
let
book in
him
the
go.
hotel.
No, I don't go to. I mean, your funeral, man. Every book talks about the same fucking thing. The gods, the angels, They're
Are there any of just like in a gas station or a bodega or something, it's not unusual for there to just be a random stand of like grab and read books or something, like whatever was recently published. Is there one of those around?
Yeah, there's actually a old it looks like it had a bunch of like little paperbacks, but now all the paperbacks are on the floor in the corner of the room.
She's gonna grab one of those paperbacks and open it, and she's wondering if by every book he means literally every book.
Okay. Yeah, so there's no like copyright information. There's no titles. They're people's names. Delilah, Dahlia, Alessa. The pages kind of all say very similar weird word salad. It seems almost biblical. The middle of the book has pages that are completely covered in a black circle with a red ring around it. 5 pages in a row like that.
She's going to check another one.
It's very similar. Something passages about Valtiel moving machines out of the way for the god to come. Other pages that talk about a burning in the ground, a fog rolling in and opening a gate, and opening a door, opening a hole to the other side.
She'll open a third. And she will just keep doing this as you guys
Skyler,
are
we gotta go.
talking.
Walter answered me on the phone. He's coming. I can't stay here. I'm too afraid. Yes.
You're Walter?
He said my name over the phone.
Well, is that like is that one of the people you're with?
No.
Do it.
He's a bad guy. He's not a nice guy.
I can't be all bad. They all thought I was bad. Especially, well, it doesn't matter. She's dead now.
What did you do?
Huh? I was cleaning my hands back there. It's just oil.
What did you do?
They used to make fun of me.
If you want us to help you, you're going to have to be honest.
I don't know. I just met you. How do you think I was going to take it? They thought I was small, and they treated me like I was small, but then would make fun of how big I am. I used to sit, and they used to poke at my fat, thinking that I wouldn't know, like I couldn't feel it. And I like laugh with them because, like, you know, you just want to get it over with and done and just move on and just like kind of go back to your games. But like you can't get away from it. And they treat you like a monster. They treat you like Frankenstein. You read Frankenstein?
It's a good book.
It is a good book. You know, it's actually Frankenstein's monster, not Frankenstein. Didn't know that until I read that book.
What did you do to them?
I made them sorry, like Frankenstein's monster tried to make Frankenstein sorry. They created a monster, and I became the monster.
You killed them?
I just squeezed them until they couldn't breathe anymore. That's it. I just squeezed them until they couldn't breathe. And I can't
like just punch him right in the face.
Yeah. Okay. Roll to engage in violence.
swear one day I'm gonna roll well. One day. 8.
8. Ow! What the fuck did you do that for?
Because of what you said and how you said it.
Why? Because I enjoyed it a little bit? Feels nice.
It feels alien. We're leaving. You're gonna stay here.
Okay. No one wants me anyways. I live here in this town now. I pretend like there's people here. I like close my eyes really tight when I have to go outside because the monsters are so fucking scary. And then I go inside of a building and I live a life of one of the people that maybe lived here. My real name's not even Jonathan.
How did you get here?
I don't know.
What do you eat?
Anything? Paper. Sometimes them. They like fight each other, and sometimes one of them doesn't make it.
All right. Skyler, Nikki, are you ready to go?
Yeah. I'm ready.
Did you find everything you needed?
You were very
I
helpful.
think we found more than enough.
Thank you for coming to Texon Gas. I love you. God.
Thanks, Jonathan. Have a nice day.
Have a Texicon day. Have a Silent Hill day.
Simon will just walk away back to the street.
Yep.
Outside feels different. Calmer. Where do you go?
Back to the hole? That's the only way out.
You mean the whole the inn? I don't want to go back there.
Might be our only option.
Doesn't look like we have much of a choice.
She's going to read one of the passages from the book about the moving machine and opening a door and a hole to the other side. So he said this is what he was reading. Most of it's just a list of name and word salads, but there is a bit about the door and a god coming and a burning in the ground.
All right. So we have to open the door. I mean, Nikki seemed like she opened the door back at the motel, that bathroom door. There's a lot of emotion in that. We heard something. It kept escalating, which is why we left. But maybe we have to ride that tide till it puts us to whatever shore we're meant to go next.
Do we go back to that door or do we try to find another one? Maybe with something better on the other side. Do we just go through this town opening doors?
No, I think it's going to get worse before it gets better. And that place looked horrific, at least based on how Nikki responded. I wish we had more time to get to know each other.
What do you think, Nikki?
Whatever monster comes, keep going. Do not come back for me.
No? We're gonna go now. And Skylar's just gonna kind of link arms with Nikki and go like, we're going together. Come on, we're going. We're moving. We're moving. We're leaving. We're leaving there. We're leaving that energy. We're going.
Yeah, Simon will put his hands in his pocket and kind of follow behind.
You're all making your way back towards the inn, back towards Jack's inn. You walk through, there's that little parking lot. There's a dead dog on the ground. You walk past the glass check-in area, that booth. You walk up the stairs. You could see as you're walking through, you're experiencing this place for the second time. You could see signs of what life used to be here. There's a needle on the ground. It could be for a diabetic, or it could be for a drug user. Who knows? But it's a sign of life. You see cigarette butts. You see cans, juice boxes, empty health drinks. Signs of life that are gone now. You're making your way up the stairs. Which door do you go through? 201, which was the door that you were in. 202, which is the door next door, or 203.
If we want to step right into the fire, 202 seemed where she was crying.
Okay.
The door's locked.
All right, I got this. I'll roll coolness to open it. That is an 11, which gives me 2 options I may spend. So one of them will be to open the door.
You open the door. You can immediately hear a crying, a whimpering. It's childlike, but it's also mature in its desperation. You start to hear tickling in the back of your brains, the buzzing. As you walk into the room, there is a clank, clank, clank of walking on the metal grated floor. There's a bed in the room with 2 shapes. They look like they're 2 bodies wrapped in some kind of tweed canvas, tied very tightly with leather wraps, blood stain on the bellies. You could hear them moaning. The walls, you can see at the top of the wall, there's the familiar clean blue of the motel room that starts to bubble and break and give way to this kind of rusty orange, dark stained color bleeding into the ground. And in the middle of this floor, there is a big round hole with a red ring. On the far side of the room, there is a cage. And inside of this cage, there is a man with no face. What do you do?
Freak the fuck out.
You could roll to keep it together.
Yeah.
Why don't all of you do that, please?
I think that's very fair.
Oh my god. They got snake eyes.
All right.
14.
And how about you,
8.
Nikki? 8.
8.
Okay. Well, Skyler, you become angry because of how ridiculous the situation is. You lose 1 stability, by the way. But you're mad. This should be a normal hotel room. And of course, it's fucking not because of this god-forsaken town. Nikki, you lose 2 stability. The buzzing reminds you of the buzzing in the other room. The stain reminds you of the blood that you saw. You were the first one to encounter hints of the other side. And it does not feel good. It's traumatic. Your fight or flight response has kicked in. And I'm going to give you the option. I'm going to give you the power to tell us what that fight or flight response is. Before that happens, Simon, you lose 4 stability. Where are you in your stability, by the way?
I lose 4 stability. Oh god, 1, 2, 3, 4. Critical stress. I am irrational.
Okay. All right, so you're a -3 to disadvantage rolls, but you're also a +1 to see through the illusion.
Yay. Oh god.
So, what happens with you is that you can see inside of this hole. You can see it's a tunnel. And the room that you're in is a womb. It's a comforting, protective blankets which holds things still. You feel a warmth of compassion and love, but also anger. The kind of anger that a mother would feel when her children are threatened. And you can see that the bodies and the man in the cage are connected by some kind of umbilical lattice, kind of like a centipede between them. Skyler, what do you do?
She gives a very exasperated sigh and says, "What the fuck, man? Of course this couldn't be normal." And, like, the hell? Are we going through the fucking hole? Or, like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
Nikki, you need to do something. I don't know what that is. What is your fight or flight response?
I jump back against the wall, gun out, pointing it directly towards the faceless man.
Yeah. You shoot it?
I surely do.
Okay. She jumps back, pulls her gun out, shoots the guy in the cage. Roll plus violence, please.
Plus what now?
Violence. What about you, Simon? What do you do?
Violence. Okay.
Oh man, Simon gets down on his knees and kind of moves forward, his hands brushing up against the carpeting, kind of caressing it as he does, as tears start to like drip down his face and onto the ground, just almost laying prostrated like on the carpet.
Yeah, and kind of a like this is a holy sacrament. A ritual. What did you get, Nikki?
11.
You shoot him, and he bleeds. When she shoots the man in the cage, Simon, you can see kind of this pulsating glow coming from the hole.
I think Simon will start crawling towards it.
Do you crawl in the hole, Simon?
Yeah.
Simon, Simon, have you ever seen God?
No.
You have today. And that's the thought in your head as you go through the hole. Down. Skyler, what do you do?
She says, okay, Nikki, you ready? We're going to follow Simon.
Okay.
Okay. Do you want to go first? Do you want to go together? Let's go together.
At this. Okay.
And Skylar's just kind of got her arm around Nikki, and she's going to just sort of step off the edge into the hole with her eyes closed.
Nikki, do you go with her?
I do.
Have you ever been on a roller coaster before, Nikki?
Yes.
There's a moment. How about you, Skylar? Have you?
Yes.
You know that moment right when the fall starts and it feels like your stomach goes into your throat and you have this kind of panicked, fun feeling? It almost feels like your eyes roll in the back of your head or want to roll in the back of your head. This is what it feels like going down this hole. You go down into the other side. And this is where we're going to end today's session. Until next week, this has been Silent Hill, a KULT Divinity Lost 3-shot, episode 2. Please tune in next week for the third and final episode. And before we end tonight, I'd like to do something important. I want each and every one of you to tell me something that you're excited about, something positive, something nice. It doesn't even have to be a big thing. It could be a tiny little thing that you're super excited about that makes you feel good. Nikki, what do you think? I'm sorry, you're no longer Nikki. Kitty, what do you think? What are you excited about? What's positive?
Let's see. I'm excited about going to work tomorrow because with my job, I get to help people. I help people with disabilities find employment. So
Wow.
I look forward to meeting people and, you know, try to help them find a career and something fulfilling for them.
That's awesome. Oh my God. That's so cool. That's nice. Like you're helping people. That's really cool. Rosie, what about you? What are you excited about?
I'm looking forward to how excited my daughter will be tomorrow morning when she sees me waking up, because that's always really nice.
Yeah, the cuteness.
The cuteness before we change her diaper and she gets mad. But yeah.
Is she one of those where she like tries to squirm out of diaper changing?
Oh yeah. There, if she can, she gets her hands all in the poop, and the poop goes places, and she fights. She's a fighter.
Yeah, strong chick.
Yeah.
That's great. What about you, Mitch?
So tomorrow, well, tonight we my TTRPG just finished its review on Kickstarter. So tomorrow we will begin the email notify me thing. So I'm very excited to see like who's interested in the game and see how far we can take it. So.
I think that leads into what I'm really excited about, and that's Necropunk. This is such a freaking cool game concept that is coming to Kickstarter. It's gotten cleared for review, and you're going to be collecting email addresses for people to say, yes, please let me know when this thing goes live. And holy crap, I can't even tell you how excited I am about this for a couple of reasons. Number one, it's a cool freaking concept. Number two, myself and the rest of the Gehenna Gaming folks, Rick and Ian, are going to be writing on Necropunk, a very special stretch goal scenario that we're going to be writing. It's really, really cool. We just got the scenario approved yesterday. Thank you, Mitch. And I'm really excited to be able to write on another game. I love this industry. I love tabletop RPG, and the fact that I get to write on stuff now finally is fucking surreal. And I really enjoyed playing with you guys, and I love this game. So this has been intense and emotionally draining, and I'm sorry, but also I'm not that sorry because it's fun and it's what is that term? It's a word I'm looking for.
It's like there's
cathartic.
like Euro, yeah, or...
cathartic. That's the word. This game has been cathartic. Where can people find you online? How can they follow you? What do you have coming up next? Rosie.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay. Well, you can watch me here next Wednesday on the final episode of KULT. And then you can watch me on Carrion Comfort Studios, Cypress and Steel. We will be playing a mage Victorian game in which I will be playing a technocrat. There will be 2 technocrat characters and 2 traditionalist characters. So I think that's really cool. I've only ever played technocrat, so it will be really interesting to see how the other side of the system works. So that'll be awesome.
I'm excited.
And then, yeah. And then later in April, you can watch me in every other Saturday, starting April 10th, in a Heart City Beneath actual play, which I will be playing a Blood Witch, and that is called Descending Drum Beats, also on Carrion Comfort Studios. And you can find me on Twitter at @mom_sized.
How about you, KittyKimchi? Where can people find you? What do you have coming up next?
Well, you can follow me on Twitter at She's Blasian. And on Fridays with River Region Studios is Vampire the Masquerade, Montgomery by Night. And I play your brooding, not so friendly neighborhood gangrel veterinarian, Dr. Che. What is she planning? Stay tuned.
I really like that one. I was watching it the other day. It's so cool. Okay, Mitch, where can people find you? And what do you have coming up next? You can talk about Necropunk again if you want.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, definitely follow my Twitter at Penny for a Tale to get that notification and check out more art and new stuff coming up. Other than that, tomorrow you will find me on a twofer. With the afternoon, I will be running Mora, which is a new system by Narwhal Productions, which is very kind of film cinema-esque, where we are doing Ravenswood Academy and following the adventures of individual witches within a magical school as they try to find themselves and each other in this beautiful but dark world. Afterwards, we are doing Parslings, which is a really interesting game by Smunchy Games, another card-based game, much like Necropunk, where you use words to do all sorts of crazy things. So definitely check that out. Tomorrow is just going to be a busy day, and I'm so excited.
Oh yeah, all that sounds really cool. I'm Mark Hugh of Gehenna Gaming. You can find us at Gehenna Gaming on twitch.tv/Gehenna Gaming if you're watching this on YouTube. This video is probably going to go live sometime early next week before the next episode. So for all of you cult fiends who just want to catch the replay on YouTube, you can. For everybody who's watching this either live or after, I really, really appreciate it. If you're subscribed to Twitch, to our Twitch channel, that means a lot to us because then we get to do more cool shit like this. Follow us on Twitter at Gehenna Gaming. We've got a whole bunch of really cool content coming up. First of all, tomorrow, we have the second part of Mantra, which is the Monster Hearts cultful, not KULT, but CULT, cultful actual play. It's a 2-part story, so tomorrow's going to be finale. I know that we're all excited about that. Nick is running a fantastic game. We've got Monster Hearts, the finale, like the prom finale on Monday night. It's the very, very last episode of season 2. So make sure you check that out. On Sunday, we have more Warhammer at about 3 p.m. I know that there's a lot of Warhammer fans, so please watch that. That's with some of my favorite people in the entire world, Darker Days Radio, on this Gehenna Gaming Twitch. Gosh, what else? There's a whole bunch of other stuff. We were completely redoing our production calendar, and I can't wait to announce everything. I don't know. We've got like Bluebeard's Bride coming up. We've got Midnight World coming up. There's all sorts of cool stuff. So we are going to be announcing all of that very, very shortly. In the meantime, sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite. Don't go to sleep mad at your significant other. When you do wake up in the morning, make sure one of you makes the bed because the other one will appreciate it. And I don't know, try to drink water and touch grass. Goodbye. I mean, we could stay here for longer if you want. And here's where the awkward part is. Let's see. What do we talk about here? What do we keep talking about? Well, I'm going to talk about how I'm reaching out to my production guy and saying, Nicholas, my buddy, my friend, my pal. Let's end this stream tonight.
It's going to go on forever. This is Silent Hill.
It is Silent Hill.
Both of your windows were open earlier.
Did you see the face?
Yeah, you have it. Like, it's right there. I want to know what I can do to get that face to move.
I get like, dude, you're legitimately creeping me out with these face things, and I honestly am like, what do I have in my windows? I've been slightly scared of my own office because of these faces. Because last time there was definitely a face. This time I even got this guy to like keep me company, but that's not working. Did you see it this time?
Of course.
Of course.
One of my favorite horror movie scenes was it's these 3 women and they're trying on dresses at a department store. And one of them, while kind of showing off this new dress, looks at the other girl and says, "Doesn't it look very real?" And you see like this almost snake-like things crawling in under her skin throughout her whole body. And I haven't figured out what movie it was, but
I know what movie that is.
Really?
Yeah, that was Devil's Advocate, wasn't it?
Was it Devil's? I don't know. It felt older though.
Or was it the episode of Twilight Zone?
It was definitely in color.
It was in color, wasn't black and white? Because I remember
Yeah.
there's a scene in Devil's Advocate where, like, the wife goes with one of the other, like, wives of the lawyers, and they go try on clothes, and, like, as she's, like, putting on her dress or whatever, she could see, like, faces pushing in her skin. Or was this, like, legitimately, like, snakes?
It looked like leeches or something crawling, like maggots or something.
We got to find this movie.
I know, and maybe I just dreamed it, and if so, I need to put it in a game.
Nick says, just sign off and I'll end it.
Oh, there you go.
Well, hey, this is me signing off. Thank you for hanging out with us after this. This has been Pulse Cult Chats, y'all. Tune in next week, 8:30 Wednesday, and every Wednesday we're gonna keep doing cult stuff. KULT Divinity Lost forever. Gehenna Gaming forever.
Yes.
Goodbye.
Hopefully Mark is here next week.
Hopefully I'm not taken by the face.